Hello, you're listening to the Talking Apron. This is where we clear up fused food confusion and bring simple, science-backed meals to your kitchen table. And that's so you feel confident, supported, and in control of your health. And who am I? I'm Bernardin. I'm a nutrition educator, a diabetes prevention coach, someone who loves every single kitchen gadget you can find. And I just happen to also live with type 1 diabetes. Now, I've spent a few decades teaching people that a well-stocked fridge can change the health of your life. Each week, with the Talking Apron podcast, we roll up our sleeves together, one part nutrition insight, one part meal planning strategy, and some visits to very important lifestyle change topics so we can have a long-term health strategy and make our health a reality. Now, whether you've just been handed a prediabetes diagnosis, or you're determined to dodge one, or you simply want to cook with more purpose with nutrient-dense foods, this is your spot at the kitchen table. Now, remember, we're going to be trading overwhelm for confidence. So let's go ahead and get started. This particular episode, we're talking about something that doesn't happen in your kitchen. At least you don't want it to. But it affects everything you do in your kitchen, and that is sleep. Most of us think about food, exercise, or stress when it comes to blood sugar. But sleep, that often gets left out. But the truth is, good sleep is just as essential to your health as fiber or protein are to be put on your plate. Now, here's the thing. When you don't sleep enough, your body gets stuck in the stress mode. And there are two particular hormones. Well, there are many hormones that get affected. Cortisol is the stress hormone. That is one, and that rises. It pushes your blood sugar even higher. But just one night poor sleep, can that, really put you off? And yes, it can. Your numbers can be higher in the morning. But it's not just about the numbers, and it's not just about blood sugar or diabetes. This is what it's about. When you are tired, there are two other hormones that are affected. It's the I'm hungry hormone and the I'm full hormone. And the I'm hungry hormone gets put on overdrive. It rises. And the I'm full hormone is decreased. So you never feel full enough. So you wake up hungry, craving carbs, sugar, and extra caffeine. But by mid-afternoon, you're on the hunt for some pick-me-up food, and it feels almost impossible to say no. So lack of sleep affects our appetite hormones. Now, think about the nights you've tossed and turned. Maybe you're scrolling your phone at 2 a.m., and the next day, your kitchen choices feel harder. That sugary cereal looks way better than the veggie omelet and the time it takes to make one where you just pour out the bowl. Coffee refills replace that extra water you may drink during the day. And that may affect your hydration. And if you're dehydrated, your memory goes by about 15%. So not only are you tired, you start flipping up your words and you have decreased memory. And then by the time dinner rolls around, it feels like I'm just going to make whatever is fastest. And I'm going to get the salsa and the chips out of the fridge and be done with it. That instead of a balanced meal that feeds us, that nourishes us, that gives us energy. So sleep is like foundation of your house. Without it, the walls, your food choices, your energy, your mood, all of it starts to waltz. All right, be thinking about that. Having a little commercial break here. Let's get a little personal right now. Are you someone who cares about your health future and is concerned about the diabetes epidemic and thinking you may be on that path? And maybe you've just been handed a rising A1C level, or the word prediabetes came up at your last doctor's visit. And now your mind's spinning a little bit. You're a little bit scared. You can't figure out what you're doing because you know you're eating right. You're trying, but what's happening? Or maybe even you've seen a loved one struggle with diabetes and know what happens when you end up with neuropathy or poor eyesight or far worse. And you're asking yourself, what can I even eat? Do I have to give up pasta? Will I end up on insulin? This does not have to be your story. Sometimes a few small changes is all that it takes. And to make starting easier, I've put together a free video guide called 5 Hacks to Lower Blood Sugar Fast. And inside you'll find some simple, science-backed tips. Not only science, but this type 1 diabetic uses these hacks all the time to lower her blood sugar. And you can use them anytime during the day. Just start right now. So there's no jargon, there's no judgment, there's no medication, there are no rules, just doable steps to start bringing your numbers down, you feeling better, and your stress down from the worry. So go ahead and go to the description of this podcast, or you can find it on my website, thetalkingapron.com, and take that first step towards a calmer, more confident you that you're taking action to something that you're worried about. Now let's get back to sleep. Wouldn't we all love that? Let's go back to sleep today. So here's some small shifts for your better sleep. And there are 3 tips that can, well, actually I stuck in 4. 4 tips that can make it different. 1 is narrow the gap for bedtime. If you're tired at 8, but usually go to bed till 10, get up and walk around. Don't go to bed until 10. Make that window shorter. If it's between 9:30 and 10:30, great. Between 10 and 11, great. Part with that is, here I am. I'm going to be giving you more than 4 tips. Next piece of the nighttime routine is do all your brush your teeth, wash your face, get ready for the next day before you settle down to read your book, have a cup of tea. Maybe not if you're part of the over 60 crowd, because have your tea early in the evening. What you'll want to do is you don't want to wake up when you're tired. And brushing your teeth in cold water and thinking again, what do I have to do before bed, wakes you up. So do that earlier in your evening. And when you're sleepy and the time says it's ready for bed, you just get up, go to the restroom one more time, take a pee, and go to sleep. Now, you'll want to make your bedroom cooler and darker. That fosters better sleep. Then you'll want to eat at least 2 to 3 hours. Stop eating 2 or 3 hours before bedtime. So you go to bed at 9. Your meal should be done by 6. I give it a good 3-hour window. You go to bed at 11. Okay, you can eat a little bit later, but that means a late night dinner starts at 7, not 8 or 9. This helps your body get ready for rest. Now, instead of grabbing your phone at night, when you sit down, when you're going to relax, etc., make sure you prep the next day. It's even open the refrigerator and determine, what am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch? And if it's a busy, stressful day, what's something quick that's healthy that I can have for dinner? Already have a plan. That way, when you turn out the lights, you are not planning your day when you're lying in bed. That'll keep you awake. That's it for today's chat. Remember, that good sleep, it's not lazy to stay in bed. It's your body's night shift. It's when your system cleans, repairs, and rebalances blood sugar. So this week, I want you to pick one new sleep habit to practice. You may be surprised at how much easier it is and how much better your days are when your nights are restful. And ladies, remember, the free video guide is yours for the taking. Find the link for 5 hacks to lower blood sugar fast in the description of this podcast. And if this episode gave you a little bit of insight and you think a friend would enjoy it, please share. And don't forget to leave a quick review. And until next time, know that you are not alone on your journey to better health. I'm Ann, and I am cheering you on.